I remember Jim Courier saying when he'd finished playing and he was starting to do TV commentary, I saw him at Wimbledon. He was coming out of the broadcast center and he said, if I only knew how hard you guys worked, I would have been a lot nicer to you.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, there's long hours. That's that is probably the thing that I dislike the most is the long hours. I mean, you guys are here day and night, and it's not glamorous. It's sometimes. Thank you
for saying that. People don't believe us when we say that.
I know it's not glamorous. You've got your food hall. You got probably not food's not as nice as the players. The hotel is not as nice as the players. The transport is not as nice as the players. Your seats aren't as nice as the players. I don't mind that. If it's okay for a few days, but you've got 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks, some tournaments, and you're going back to the same place, and it can be, and there's rain delays or whatever it happens to be, and it can be a long hours, and I'm not very good if I don't get a nap in the middle of the day. so I do have a lot of respect for you guys to be there and doing that and be fresh, have a fresh mind for every match.
Keshi, when you look back, do you have any regrets in your career? Would you have changed anything or done anything differently?
Yeah, you always do. Yeah, for sure I would have done things differently in my career. But that was just the path that was chosen, one of my decisions that I made, and that have led me to wherever I'm going. And I suppose it's, you don't often hear people. I often hear players or athletes or people say, no, I have no regrets. Whether that's because they don't want to admit that they were wrong, or they did make mistakes, and I've made plenty, and I wish I'd done certain things, but in many ways it sort of led me to wherever I happened to be going. And so in that way, I don't have regret. Yeah, would I have done things differently in my game? Sure. Would I play different tournaments? Would I have, rehabbed maybe my Achilles tendon? I broke that. I didn't rehab that properly. It just meant I couldn't move as well, which meant But if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have got into doing a bit of commentating, and then wouldn't have done this and that, and here I am, sort of having a bit of a second career in the seniors and doing some commentating and still enjoying tennis, and maybe that wouldn't have happened if I hadn't have done this and that. So yeah, I mean, it's always learning. I mean, you, as I said, you learn. You look at Federer, you look at Nadal, and Djokovic, whoever the players happen to be. Serena Williams, these great players, and you think, maybe I should have done a bit more of that in while I was playing and training, or whatever it happened to be. So always learning again.
Yeah, well, it actually leads me to a point that I wanted to raise. You had a tweet that said, "You have no idea what you're capable of until you try it."
Did I say that? My memory's bad. I probably did it. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's very true. I mean, I've always been one for, generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, diving in and having a go at something. Trying something new. Really interested in nutrition and diet and the way the body works, the way the mind works. Try something, learn something, and see what happens. But also, on the tennis court, it's obvious. You've got to go out there and try something, and nobody really knows what they're capable of until they at least have a go at it. And some people are determined to keep going. Some people will run against a brick wall, bang their head against a brick wall 30,000 times, and finally realise, oh, that's a brick wall. I'm not going to get through that. Or some people will bang their head 20,000 times and go, actually, maybe I'll go around the brick wall. Or some people can bang through the brick. Who knows? We don't know. Or some people bang once and go, no, I'll jump over this wall. So it's, sometimes, and I look at myself and go, sometimes I'm just a bit slow to pick this one up. And maybe I'll do a different route doing this, but sometimes I've got it first go. But yeah, I think it's go and have a go. Who cares if you mess up?
Right, yeah. It's all experience.
Yeah.
Last question to you: what would you know now that you'd like to have known at the height of your career as a player?
Well, I think probably it's really interesting. The height of the career, you got. I suppose if I knew which way the game was going, I think. I was very lucky that I had a style of play that was rewarded by reasonable quick courts. I could play my attacking style and I could win on it. If I was 10 years later, 15 years later, I'd have an attacking style. There's no way I could win singles. I'd be a doubles player, which would be really, really unfortunate. But I think if I was growing up and I knew about the power game, I think I would have changed some things in my technique. I think that's probably about it. I think I did absolutely everything I could possibly do to be as good as I could be. A great team. I really had the first, tennis team with trainers and such, and full-time coach, all that sort of stuff. And so I did everything I possibly could to be as good as I can. But you about technique and the way the game changes. But who knew that these strings would have come in and they changed the balls and they would have slowed the courts down? Nobody knew that. So I think I got through my career reasonably well, considering that was a pretty short career, all in all, because of all the injuries I had.
Pat Cash, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. You're very welcome.